multicultural people, especially within this church setting, right? Where you have people first. You lead a team in church that are all female, right? I come from.
Handsome man.
Okay, well, okay, handsome men. Okay, okay, yeah, I was talking about. Okay, okay, okay. That's okay. Okay, true. You lead two groups of people in church. Okay, in this organization, you lead the choristers, all female. You lead the instrumentalists, all male. Okay, barring one. All right, maybe that's not a good example. But you also lead people from different countries, different nationalities, different dialects, right? So tell me about your leadership. Tell me about your leadership style, because it's cut across industry. So charity, which is church, and then in the industry, your work. So tell me about your leadership style, because there's a thread that runs across both platforms. What's your style of leadership?
Essentially, in the choir, for example, what a method that I stick to is everybody is equal for the most part. We're all on the same playing field. It doesn't matter if you've been singing for however many years. Once you join the team, we're all on the same, and I treat everybody the same way. So in the way that I would tell somebody off is the same way I can tell another person off. What I find with that is it creates a oneness, because everybody knows that I'm just like the other person, and there is no I'm not special to the leader because he can't tell me something, and then nothing is unique to me. Same thing I will say to Lisa, I will say to Cheryl, I'll say to Okwe, I'll say to Sister Joy, I'll say to everybody else. And another thing that I do, especially with the choir, is I work with people based on how they make themselves available. So I never push somebody past how I feel they are willing to go. So if for example, if somebody commits to being at every practice, every rehearsal, every service, they are offering more of themselves, and I see as they are given more of a platform to put something on. Mm-hmm. So in response, I put something on that because they've provided it. Mm-hmm. So for somebody who doesn't give, not so much with this team, unique, but for somebody who doesn't give as much of themselves, mm-hmm. Just for the sake of the work going strong and me not having to worry, and I don't put as much on them. I basically deal with everybody based on their capacity. Okay. So if they show themselves to be more able and capable, then they have more responsibility. Okay. And I apply that across the board. So generally, if somebody in my life as well, if somebody shows themselves, and it's happened over time. In the last year, there's been friends who. So two things that I find that teach you who your friends really are is loss and happiness. So when I experienced like a really great loss, people came out of the woodwork, and then I started to really see. People who weren't there before. So in my eyes, they became more available and they made themselves there. So I put something on them, and I made myself available to them. And the people who unfortunately put a distance between us, it became impractical to, rest on them for things. So it's just a thing I apply across the board is I work with people based on I give people the benefit of the doubt, and I work with them based on what they give to me. Wow. So if you will be in a team, if you will be responsible, then it will show, because you will have more to do. And it would always look like in a team, it would always look like, oh, this person is a star or whatever else. And in my team, it just means that person gives more of themselves. It just means that they make themselves more available. And that way, if you want to do more and want to be seen more, all you need to do is make yourself more available. And more will be given to you if you make yourself more available. Wow.
All right. Okay. One more question, and we're out of here. Leadership challenge. So what will you say your greatest, because we've worked with teams now across board, so what will you say your greatest leadership challenge is?
In a weird way, the challenge is also what I've just described. Having to see everybody on the same level can also be the challenge, because not everybody is on the same level, and people come from different backgrounds and different everything. So having to always see people, having to always see people the same way, and not play favoritism and not value one person above somebody else. I mean, because you have to imagine if somebody is making more of themselves available and somebody isn't, we're still on the same team, and I have to treat everybody the same way. So I can't then start to make this person who's making themselves available either feel more important than somebody else, because they're not. So that's also the challenge, is in trying to see everybody the same way. It's the good thing you have to do, but it's also the challenge you will face. And I guess along with some other little things, people will always be people. So I mean, on that very basis, there will always be conflict, and there will always be things that don't go so well, even within the structure I've just described. But ultimately, I found that it will last. It will last if everybody can see themselves just as important as the next person. It would thrive.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations. So I thought, you know what? Let's just get out of the way. I didn't plan this, but I guess the quality of work, I just can't walk past that level of excellence and not talk about it. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great. Thank you very much. Thank you. You. I mean, that's giving. He said, I prefer that giving to your money. Anything you give outside divine love is a wasted giving. And you can't use giving to bribe God. You can't use giving to console God. So someone lives in unforgiveness, is unfriendly, bad attitude, bad character, and I say, well, I'm believing God for X. I'll just come and sow this big seed here. We'll take the money, but you don't get the blessing. Don't get the blessing. But what's the point? We want you blessed. I would rather you be blessed than I'll be financially rich. Your ministry is financially rich, but you're not blessed. No. You know why we'll be happy when you'll be blessed? Because when you go out, the hand of God will be upon you, and you can come into a place of influence and make disciples of all nations. It's all about Christ, not about the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about Christ, not about the money. Never use money to buy prophecy. Never use money to buy blessing. Some people will give and give and give, but their attitude, Pastor Femi, stinks. They don't read the Bible. They don't pray. They don't attend fellowship. They don't know the word. They live in